Hi, it's Sandy Parker and welcome to Crafting for Almost Everyone. Today we're going to be doing our third in a series of super easy Christmas cards in our week-long celebration of easy Christmas cards. I hope you'll stay tuned. So this time I'm also going to talk about the Stamps of Life Christmas kit. I bought this through Home Shopping Network, hsn.com, and it was on clearance, but I wanted to show it to you so you know what you get. And I might include this in my kit video because I did not buy the Stamps of Life kit yet. So what you get in this kit is you get all of these dies. Well, let's say there's around 20 because some of them are insides and some have doubles. Anyway, it comes with that of the Christmas tree. Then it has Have a Merry, and I'll turn this, oh, that'll be easy. Have a Merry Christmas to you and a Happy New Year, Silent Night, Have you been naughty or nice, and Have a Merry, big letters, Christmas. Then it comes with these little, they almost look fuzzy. I think they are fuzzy, little enamel dots. We'll call those fuzzy enamel dots. Let's feel them because we want to know. And the answer is they're kind of fuzzy. They're not super fuzzy, but they are kind of fuzzy. Kind of cool. Got to be honest about that. And then the paper pad that comes with it is got 24 different patterns that are double-sided. And I'll let you see those as slowly as I can. And you know my skill set for slow isn't that great. But that is the set. So we'll be using those. And our kit, let me get everything out and cut apart, and I'll be right back. So here's how I figured out I need to trim this. I am doing the bottom section and the middle section, and then I'm going to cut the center section out. And I've taped a little bit of washi tapes on the side. I made sure that my paper went below the very bottom and above the tops of each of these little swoops, we'll call them. And it has to make sure it goes to the very top of that. So I'll be back after I've cut it out. Okay, I decided what I was going to do is make two versions of this card, because what if some of you don't have the kit and you still want to make the card? I want to help you to be able to still make a card that's very similar, but not the same card. So what we're going to do, the first thing I did was I stamped the inside with May Your Heart Be Filled with Light and Love This Christmas Season, and I got that from the same stamps that I used the other day. It's from Stamps of Life as well, and it's Lights for Christmas. And so the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to line up, I cut these strips so that I could make basically a card that looks like everything on the front of it is one piece of paper when it's really three. And I can't find my bone folder. What else is new? So I'm just going to use this pen to flatten my card. Makes it easier to work on it if it's flatter. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to be using these papers. This says Merry Christmas, all from the same paper pad that we got with our Stamps of Life Christmas kit. And as I said, I found it on Home Shopping Club on their clearance. And I don't remember the price. I think 24 something maybe. I might be making that up. But anyway, I'll put the link down below. I always like to make sure I give you a good link. Anyway, I'm going to line this paper up so that it's on the kind of on the edge. That looks good. And I'm going to do the same thing for its counterpart on the other side. Ooh, wasn't even close. Sometimes I'm really not straight with this whole deal. I don't know where I was going. I was going off the grid. Let's just say that for sure. Okay. Same thing. We're going to go over to this side. Going to try and line it up so it's the same height as the one on the right, if that makes sense. It will hopefully in a second. These should be the same height overall because I cut them the same height. Now, we're going to take this piece and we're going to lay it over the two in the center. Isn't that slick? this is not a hard card to make. The problem was all the die cutting I did, and I did do a lot of die cutting because I wasn't exactly sure how much I would need as far as accessories. Now I'm going to lay it so it's flat with the two on the bottom and try and see if I can center it. Or as close to center as I can get it. That's pretty close. We're going with it. Then what I did was I took my die, that's the outer die that I didn't use, and I traced the inside of it with a marker on Fun Foam because I wanted to raise my tree, but I didn't want to have to die cut it, so I just put it on foam. So the way we're going to do this, I'm going to get that out of the way. Here's my cut pieces for my tree. And I thought what I would do is start at the bottom and line it up as I go. So I have my trunk. I'll have to go the other way, I think, with my trunk, or else have to maybe do wet glue. Come on, buddy. Work with me. There we go. Okay. I thought I cut that thin enough that you wouldn't see it, but you know how these things go. Alright, I'm going to have to cut a little bit more off that. I don't want you to really see that foam, if I can avoid it. So we'll put this piece back on here, and hopefully it's lined up right. Then we'll take our very bottom piece, which is this one. I'm going to do a dry run on this so that we're sure it's right. Then I'm going to lay this one next. Then, come on. And this one goes next. I just want to make sure we don't see any foam anywhere. Do you see any foam? Okay. Things are working out pretty good so far. So let's just put a little tape runner on that. And I'm also going to use a little wet glue because there are some pointy parts of these that I'm afraid just won't get, I won't be able to get tape runner in these little pointy things. What will we call them? Tree branches? We could call them tree branches since that's what they are. Alright. So, move that up. Okay, hopefully that's right. This is our center section. And again, we're going to put some wet glue. See, I'm testing it one last time because I'm pretty sure I'm going to screw this up. As in all things, I fret about how much damage can I do to this. Okay, last but not least, we're going to put that. Now, we have our, these are our wires that we're going to hold down our, I don't know what we're holding down with, I guess our light bulbs. I've never seen anything quite like this when it comes to these wires, and I don't know if I'm supposed to do something like that with them. That looks good so far. Now, problems we're going to have is going to be trying to figure out how to lay my light bulbs, and I'm going to cut these weird little ends off from the back so you can see where you're cutting. Okay. That looks pretty just the way it is. I don't even know if I want the other things. And then let me share, there's more colors of those. Red one right there. Okay, I'm not going to make you watch this anymore. I should have had Rich fast forward through that or cut most of it out, but I'll be back in a minute after I've got everything laid out and glued down. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to glue our tree to the front of our card, and then after we glue the tree to the card like that, then I have some stickles, and I couldn't get the stickles to come out of the jar. You know how that goes. And I was really intent on changing those red lights to something that was glittery. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just going to change them with my stickles and with micro brushes. I just wanted my red ones to look a little bit more sparkly. I think the other ones look fine. They could look better if I made them sparkly too, but for right now I think I'm just going to go with the red ones. Make sure I cover the whole bulb. Do you think I should do the green ones? Oof, I think I should, because you know how much I love that now that I've done it and saw how sparkly it is. Okay, it's not looking too shabby. So I'm going to set this one aside, and then I'm going to show you how to do this the easy way without any dyes, and I'm not going to touch that again because you know if I do, I'm going to end up with it all over me. So I started with the same size card base. It's 5.5 inches tall by 4.25 inches across. Then I cut a back piece that's 4 inches across by 5.25, so it's ready to go. Then we're going to make our tree. And here's how we're going to make our tree. My pieces are cut to 4 inches, no, 4.25 inches, sorry, 4.25 inches across. And I'm going to take a punch, and I'm going to do it this way. This is kind of my system when I do this. I have to use my elbow. So if you're doing this and you struggle with it, if you've never used one of these kind of punches, I'm going to explain it to you in just a second so that I can get it so that you can see it. Okay, do you see these little half circles on this side? What you want to do is you want to line your cardstock up so it's exactly on that. Can you see how I lined that piece up like it so it's on that? That's how you're going to punch it. So on this side, you might not be able to see. I have to slide this part over so it's being so you can, now I need to go further. We want to make sure the ones on the right are completely lined up like that. So hopefully they're all lined perfectly. Now this one has some weird ends to it. I'm just going to snip those off because I don't know exactly what I want to do as far as my tree goes. I'm going to make layers just like the other one, only this time I'm making my layers with this kind. This, you know, these papers. So we're going to do, this is, which is upside down. I guess doesn't matter. Second, sometimes when the lighting is bad, and my lighting is not great when I've got my head over it. And then I have this layer. Now, unlike the other card, it's not going to be like the tree we just did. This is going to be just a basic triangular tree because it's the only way I can figure out to do it, frankly. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to layer these on top of each other. I'm going to make sure I like the order. I think I'm going to layer it like, now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get a piece of tape, just your basic Scotch tape, and we're going to tape the back of it together. Do it. Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to take our card, our tree, and I want to cut a little piece for the bottom, hand cut out my little stem like that out of a scrap to hold our tree trunk in place. Put a tree like that. Let's see how straight our tree is. Next up, we're going to decide what kind of an angle we want our tree to be. We're going to measure this and see how tall it is. It is, we want it to be 5 1/4 inches, which is right there. Then it is 4 inches across, so we want the center point to be right there, which is 2 inches. And that's where it's going to be ending at, right there, that spot, this spot. So what I did was I figured out how tall I wanted it, this is how tall I wanted it, and this is the center. So the way we're going to figure out how to do this is we're going to take our ruler, and we're going to go to the bottom, and we're going to just lightly, and I mean lightly, draw a line. Hopefully you can see our line. Same thing on this side. We're going to go to our bottom. That should be right. Okay, now we're going to put it in the paper trimmer. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to line up these cut lines. I want that little mark on me. Hopefully you can see that. I want that little mark to be in the cut bar, and then I want this little mark to be in the cut bar. Hopefully you can see that. So that when I cut this, it's going to cut, we're going to cut it all the way off, basically. So next what we're going to do is we're going to put our card together and we'll be all set. I put a whole bunch of wet glue on the back of that. Just lay it in our card base like that. We'll put the same sentiment as we did in the other one. Then I'm going to use some of these that I thought would kind of make it look kind of, I don't know, like they were Christmas balls. Stick very well. Guess I'm not pushing them very hard, huh? Then we just need to get our gold star at the top. I'll grab that and I'll be right back. So I found this little, I guess we'll call it a snowflake, but I thought it would look really cute on top of this. I lost one of my little beads. I thought it'd be kind of fun right there. So that is that, and I added some more of these little fuzzy things around the outside. They don't seem to stick very well, and some of them might come off. I hope it's not a project for whoever gets it in the mail, but that's that card. So in the end, I really was happy with the way the stickles worked out. They were really 3D, and they offset that shiny mirrored paper background. And this one I thought was really fun. I wanted to make sure I made a card that you didn't need a die for in case you don't have dies or a die cutting machine. I did decide I was going to start making my envelopes. I just took some thin Christmas paper and made cards or envelopes that would match, and then I stamped the back, the back and the front with a peg stamp that is a light bulb from a Christmas tree. I've been trying to do interesting and easy cards, but this one I really wanted to make sure that you saw that you can do this without the tools that the first card required. I hope you enjoyed this, that you give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Please tell your friends about me on social media because you know I love that. And thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.